Hi, I've been refining my work based on what I've learned about myself, especially in the last quarter of 2024 from working with my coach. I used to lie to myself, not on purpose, not intentionally, but I thought I didn't like change. I thought I had to really work to get my flexibility score up higher and also my resilience, because resilience and flexibility is measured by how excited can you be about embracing change. And I thought I really had to push myself to work at it. You know what though? You know what I found by taking the leap to do this move from St. Louis, Missouri to Charleston, South Carolina, where I was fairly certain I wanted to be. And now I know after being here for 2 months, I really do want to be here because it has totally lit me up. And it's a wonderful brand new chapter in my life and in my work. I love change. I had no idea that I loved change so much until now. I think there was just like a kink in the hose. Like if you think about a garden hose and you want the water to come pouring out and it's just trickling and you have to kind of like straighten the hose to get the water to come out. I think I was just a little stuck. Of course, I didn't know I was stuck. I don't know that till now. And maybe a person can't tell until they've pinched themselves to move forward and see how changing up a few things, or maybe even a lot of things, will really create momentum. I've had more momentum in my personal life and in my business since I decided to take the big leap into the unknown and decide I was going to thrive no matter what happened on the other side of this change. It's not like there weren't things to be concerned about. It wasn't like there weren't any other glitches or kinks in the garden hose, because certainly there have been, but they've all been manageable. And so here's what has changed about my work. Here's what I want you to know. The greatest thing I can offer my clients is to help them see how important it is when you're getting triggered by your amygdala, when you're having a very, very strong, powerful emotion that might be overwhelming you in the moment. Oh my goodness, it is so important to pause. I was just telling a client this morning how imperative it is to pause in that moment, take a deep breath, slow down. People think by slowing down they're going to stop, but actually it helps you move faster to slow down in the moment. And then act responsibly. Take 100% responsibility for your emotional trigger. No one has to know. You can do it in your own mind. And then be responsive instead of just flying off the handle and being reactive. That amygdala is going to make you feel like you have to hurry up. Believe me, I know that feeling. I just didn't know till now that that's not the real me, and it's probably not the real you. I don't think it's the real any of us when we're rushing around and being reactive. So I invite you to contemplate and consider, where in your work or in your life can you slow down? Where do you need a pause? How can you create more space for yourself so that new ideas can come to you, so that you can have new adventures and try out new things? High emotional intelligence is something that helps us really be who we are. I asked a client yesterday, do you know who you are? And he said, what do you mean, Roberta? Of course I know who I am. And I said, no, stop for a moment and take a deep breath, please. Do you really know the true you? The you that you came into the world to be before you had all the life experiences you had, before society told you how you should be in your life or in your profession, and then you started behaving that way instead of how you are in your core and in your essence and how you truly, authentically want to behave. Another client I'm working with has asked me to help him be his true, unapologetic self because he has trouble sometimes being assertive and speaking up in the work setting, especially when he has a different opinion, which he often does have a different opinion. So I'm helping that person to see how important it is to offer the different opinion, because in a team meeting it's really important to see how do differing opinions compare and contrast. When I was in grad school for my EDS, one of the projects I did in internship was to do a video on family systems and communication. And I use the example of how every person in a family could be different and every person's opinion is vitally important. Just like if you were making a stew or a soup and there was a list of ingredients in the recipe, each ingredient has a purpose and you wouldn't want to leave any one of those ingredients out, because if you left out the turmeric or if you left out the ginger or you left out the coriander, it would be a different end product. The flavor of the soup would be different. So just maybe that analogy might help you, that your opinion is like the ginger to somebody else's coriander in a soup. It's important. It changes the flavor and it makes the flavor richer. It enhances it. It makes it better. So I'd be very curious if you'd share in the comments or you'd share in a reply if you're reading my newsletter. How have you discovered a new aspect of yourself? Have you maybe discovered that you love change too and didn't know it? It can make all the difference to your EQ.